Hello guys, welcome back to The Crew 2. This week's news, let's call it that. February 6th patch and, well, not really a patch, it's just the schedule getting into the game. The schedule that they announced last week from the January patch. That means 2 more races available, and this time, seeing it is the beginning of the month, that also means 2 new cars coming into the game. Not so much this new car, because it is a Porsche 911 GT3 RS, which we already had in Street Race, and they decided to make a rallycross version of it. That is a bit poor, if you ask me. You would expect from a season pass car to at least be some sort of new model. But yeah, they have done it before with the Skyline in Drift. I think that was back in October, November somewhere. They have done it again with this Porsche. Delivery on the other hand is a special design made by or in association with Romain Dumas, a factory Porsche driver who also drives these kind of Porsches in rally occasionally. Yeah, it is what it is. It's a Porsche 911 in rallycross, and by that I mean it's not gonna be the Citroën C3. It is I don't know what it is. It has all kind of faults. If you take it to a rallycross track, which I have done earlier to test it, it has some issues. It is rear-wheel drive as far as I know. Since we do not have a differential distribution, I'm assuming it is wheel drive. This thing though, even with the keyboard you can see, it reacts pretty fast, which is not something that we are used to. Normally cars react pretty slow with the keyboard, but this thing, I don't know. Maybe it's too agile setup wise, that's also possible. Works fine on the road, but that's not what it's meant for. It's meant for rallycross, and in rallycross tracks, oh yeah, that's very Dave. Acceleration it lacks definitely compared to the Citroën. Also top speed, I think this thing limits out at 292 kilometers an hour, which yeah, that can be a few kilometers different for you depending on where you have the gear ratio. I have it one click from the right, so it's not at maximum but at 90% or so. But it works, as you can see, it works pretty good on the road. Also the 911 GT3 RS in Street Race is not a bad car, but for a rally car, this drives pretty good on the road, I must say. That might probably be the problem as it is. Since it is a rally car, you would expect it to slide a bit more on the street, but that's not really the case. And then you have the result that it actually slides a lot when you take it up road. And yeah, you already hear it. The gear is it has some issue with the gears, this thing. Also on the rallycross, second gear it's wheel spinning, third gear it's wheel spinning, it doesn't want to shift. Maybe they have said it wrongly or so, I don't know. Meanwhile I'm trying to get out of here, but it's a bit of a problem. Okay. It sounds like a Porsche, and other than that, it's a rallycross with a special livery, although a muddy livery, as you can see now. I'm not gonna test this on a rallycross or something because, as I said, it's not gonna beat the Citroën. It's not that good. The Citroën being, in general, the best rallycross car as it is. Meanwhile, going through the list of cars to find car number 2, because that is a little bit of a different story. that is not some extra spec that they have brought. No, this is a completely new car which we haven't had in the game yet. The Audi RS5. Also a bit scratched apparently. Don't these cars repair anymore, or what's going on? The Porsche sounds like a Porsche. The Audi sounds like I don't know what, but not so sure what they did with the sound with this one. I'm not completely up to date on the local engines and such, or the lately engines in these cars, but I thought that the RS4, the RS5 that they were running lately a 4-liter V8 turbo, unless they have changed that to a 3-liter V6 turbo or something. Either way, it's not sounding like that in my opinion. Attacked by AI. But the sound aside, the car itself is a completely different story. It doesn't react funny unless you hit some cars. Along the Mississippi street race. Well, that seems to be a new one. On the contrary, with the Porsche 911 GT3 Rallycross, this Audi RS5 is actually a good car. It's pretty close to the Hurricane, and on some tracks it might be able to beat it, I think. The only thing that it lacks is some top speed compared to the Hurricane. Acceleration is good. Handling is pretty good. A bit bumpy and twisty track in a foggy weather condition, because that is also something new with these events. You have fixed weather conditions, which is a good thing, especially for people who are doing leaderboards. The situation will always be the same, conditions will always be the same, no matter when you do it, and also each of the players will have the same conditions all the time, which makes it more fair. Thing has 8 gears apparently. Oh yes, that's why they put the wall there, to make sure that you get stuck. Other than that, we're 12 seconds ahead of Ace Mode AI in Street Race, just like last week. Not really bothering us. That was a bit luck. More luck than skill, that's turn there. I'm sliding here and there, but 3:01 is the world record on this track in an Audi RS5. Hurricane, Hurricane, Brutale, Hurricane. Hurricane, Hurricane, Hurricane. No thank you. Audi RS5 on this track. Meanwhile, we're getting some good loot. For the simple reason that I have this thing maxed out with the loot bonus. As you will see. Show you in a second. There's 7 of the same loot bonus things. That means that you get double loot from these events. That's why we might keep. That can go. We only keep yellow parts, obviously. No, that I'm gonna keep because it has a nitro power, but in case we don't get a yellow immediately, we can always put that purple on one of the other cars. That was track number 1. We just happened to be in that area there along the Mississippi. That was it. The other one is American cars in the Midwest, because that is the team this week, the Americans. I'm not so sure what is behind those teams. They don't really mean much, to be honest. You would expect the Americans that you could only do these events with American cars, but that's not the case. We have next week or the week after that we have the Italians, but it all doesn't matter that much. Why we have teams, I have no idea. Maybe they have some plans in the future with that, but making a team for an event is all fine if you are restricted to certain cars or something. This is the second track which is new this week, and that is even a bit worse than the other one, meaning this is pretty much a top speed track. Bit of twisting and turning here in the beginning. It goes a bit left, right the whole time at high speed. That's more or less what it comes down to. So I am pretty sure that the slipstream people out there will have a field day on this track. They can ghost each other all day long on this track. Because yeah, that is what they do. Back on track. Another one of those things. Back on track, rewind, resets, those kind of buttons. Just ban them out of races. You can understand if you make a mistake in free roam or you want to reset on the track or something, but not in an event. If you make a mistake, you start again. Those buttons should be disabled in my opinion. Then you can also not be abused. Cut the corner here or there. let's have a look what people are doing here. Crew, that is slipstreaming with the bikes and ghosting like crazy. The G-Force, on the other hand, more than likely a solo run with the Audi RS5 again. Again, beating the Hurricane on this track. Sort of going by the friends list, but yeah, G-Force, Paraglider, crew guys, you name it, those are competitive people, so those time are definitely an indication that this Audi RS5 is a pretty good car. As much as that loot is light up, if we would have that much light from the headlights, the loot lights up like crazy, the helicopter spot lights up like crazy, but headlights on a car, they can't get together. Yep, it is what it is, eh? But those are all things that I find very, very strange. Let's put it that way. Other than that, I keep pushing for a GPS line. Hopefully one day or another we will get it. Meanwhile, we're 7-8 months into the game, we still don't have it. On a track like this, not really a problem, because yeah, it's pretty much a boring track, this one. Last week were twisty technical tracks. Was pretty happy with those. These two that they have added this week, not so much. It's high speed tracks, and especially that one, the first one that we did, is a bit twistier. And as a keyboard player, we're still missing a sensitivity slider. Hello, Ivory Tower. And as long as we do not have that, high speed is a problem. Hypercars or high speed streetcar races is a problem. Easy to make mistakes with the keyboard because the cars do not react sharp and fast enough. Other than that, this Audi RS5 is a pretty good one. In your garage if you're a season pass holder. If not, then you have to wait another week and then you will be able to get it. Pretty good one to get. The Porsche, yeah, if you're a fan from it, maybe you can get it, but thinking that it will be any good, I would just leave it be. The Citroën is always gonna beat it in rallycross. The Audi, on the other hand, a bit of a competition for the Hurricane. Although the Hurricane will always be OP, but it's definitely coming close to it. Probably the most close of all the cars out there. That will be it for this week. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.